Hello, everybody. Holy cow, I am back. It's been a long time. Too long, as a matter of fact. How's everybody doing this night? Looks like we got John, the show car builder. Great to see you, man. And our friendly Kiwi, Dean. Great to see you, my friend. And Slow Shopping Customs up there in the Scandinavia. What's going on, man? Great to see you. Coming home on a stag night drunk, huh? 162 Projects. What's going on? Great to see you, my friend. First Responders Garage. Always great to see you. And look at there, we got royalty in the house. 318 Will Run. How's it going, man? We've been here holding down the fort, huh? I sure appreciate that. Jason's Garage. Holy cow, now we're rolling in. Great to see you, man. So, what have I been up to this whole time? Holy cow. Well, like I've said in in a bunch of lives and that, when I can catch you guys' lives, it's usually on my break time or lunchtime at work. I took an industrial mechanic job is what happened. And they've been pretty doggone busy. And well, I took the job just before the No Name Nationals. It was like the week before. And it's been nonstop since. They installed a whole bunch of new equipment and stuff. And yeah, it's been asses and elbows. I'll just put it that way. But things have started to settle down now, and I am, well, the place that I took the job for is right across the street from me. So anytime they need any help, somebody calls in sick or somebody takes vacation, since I'm the closest, because I walk to work, and well, I got to walk slow in order to smoke a full cigarette before I get to work. That's how close I am. So anytime somebody's short or anything like that, they call me and I got to go back over. So I've been pulling a lot of double shifts. I just been working my daggum tail off. That's what's been going on. But I have been able to advance my projects a little, and I've got some really cool stuff coming for you guys. Like I said, now that my schedule is coming around, it looks like I'm going to be getting Fridays and Saturdays off now, and I work straight days now, so things are mellowing out, so I can get out there into the shop and get you guys some good content, which brings me to what I have been doing with all of this overtime money and everything. I've nailed up a whole bunch of parts. I have been going into the parts well, domain. I got a closet back here full of all kinds of goodies. The 58. The 58 is going to go on the back burner for a little bit because the 58 is a manual transmission car. I need to get a car ready for the wife so the wife can run it. And that's going to be an automatic. So we're back into the 50. I'm going to pull the old 50 out from the out back, and that engine and transmission, that 460 that I pulled out of that Lincoln, that's the engine I'm going to be using. I'm going to leave it completely alone. Well, minus the camshaft. I got to upgrade the camshaft. It's the only difference I'm doing to it. But I'll show you how to take a stock engine from that era and just slap a tunnel ram on it and have some fun on an extreme budget. And I'll show you how I was able to get that tunnel ram and everything through the magic of eBay and summer pricings and holiday pricings. Yeah, we got some really good deals. Also, pay attention to your YouTube channel because it paid off big time, and YouTube in general. Yeah, I'll show you. The inspiration for the whole build. I was able to get this from Ironhead Garage. I don't know if you guys have known Ironhead. He's been on the internet forever. He's one cool guy. He's been on YouTube a very long time. He specializes in, I think the newest one he's ever done is like a 41 Ford. But this is the kind of stuff he specializes in. And I was able to get this one from him for his kind of stuff. It's too beat up and crusted up for him. So he sold it to me for a song and a prayer. But this is going to be the inspiration for that 50, that old 50 F4 Ford that I got. When I use the cab off of it, this is the radiator shell. I've got the radiator and everything to go with it. So there you can even see his lot number on it. He goes around to all kinds of swap meets and what got you. And that's just one that, he picked up that it's too beat up and banged up for what he needs it for. But it's perfect for a rat rod, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Let's see. I'll get caught back up here. Hello, brother. I just got home from quite a wet party in Gothenburg, huh? Oh, sweet. Ed's Machine. What is going on? Boy, I have sure thought about you these past few months. Some of the stuff we talked about, and putting all that stuff together for this up and coming build I'm going to be doing. Sure appreciate you, Ed. I'm home drinking water now, huh? That's the secret to curing a hangover, is catch it before it becomes a hangover. Get yourself hydrated up, brother. Extreme budget and tunaround. This I gotta see. The tunaround I ended up picking up, it actually came from Summit. Yeah, Summit. It was on their scratch and dent, and I picked it up for $400. It's got a blemish. It's got a black mark on the front of it, the plenum. It's the only thing I can see that's wrong with it. So somebody returned it. I think it's somebody's greasy fingerprint is what it is. Somebody returned it. So I caught it on there just before Christmas sale. The carburetors, got two Edelbrock Performers. They're sitting right over there. I picked those up on, again, Summit's Edelbrock sale that they had going on. They were $300 a piece. Two something. I round the numbers off. That's two big things there. So that and the tunnel ram. The cam, I picked up a big mother thumper cam. It's not the cam I wanted, but for the price, it'll plenty well do. Again, it was on Summit's Christmas closeout sale. They were closing out everything for the year end, and that happened to be on it. I got that for, I think it was $175, another $100 for the lifters. I got the anti-pump up Magnum lifters for it too. So through all of that, and when I do the actual videos on this, I'll bring up my screen and actually get you some real hard numbers. I'm just kind of going off memory on it. So there's that. The base engine that I'm using, like I said, it's that one that you've seen in my little shorts and stuff. That, by golly, that there's a lot of interest in the big block Ford from 70 down, obviously. That little short video, it just keeps on climbing and climbing, and it's also gave me the inspiration for this. I'm gonna the whole thing on the car. I picked it up from a good friend of mine. He bought that Lincoln to pull that 460 and C6 out of it. And he's going to use it on another one of his projects. I think he was going to put it in one of his Mustangs, his first gen Mustangs. But he's getting older, and he goes to Arizona every winter. He's a snowbird. He jumps out of Idaho before the snow flies, and then he comes back when the snow's left. And he didn't want to store it anymore, and the car was pretty mashed up on the front anyway. So he sold it for me for, what was it, $300. I turned around and I sold the leftovers of the car. All I did is pull the engine transmission. I sold the leftovers for $200. So I'm into that whole engine and transmission for $100. Can't beat that. When I fired it up, I put my Edelbrock Performer off of my Mercury on it just to fire it and make sure everything runs. That thing runs out nice and smooth. Pretty sure the mileage is genuine on it from the odometer. Again, I'd have to go back and watch that video, but I think it's like 60,000 miles is all that's on that engine. So $100 into the engine, transmission, slap a ton of ram on it with 2 4s and stuff it down into a 50 F4 Ford. So that's the grand budget for it. Oh, and I picked up a cheap Z-Gate shifter, B&M shifter, for $100 off eBay too. Yeah, that's back in here. There we go. Personally, I don't like these shifters. They're kind of sloppy. They're not a ratcheter. It's just they're gated. But the reason I'm using this is the same reason I'm using going to this build. These shifters are extremely simple to use. You can't mess them up. And I'm making the car easy for other people to drive, namely my wife, so she can go out there and have some fun on the drag strip. And this is the easiest shifter I could think of. So, and again, price was right. So yeah, it was like 125, 120, I think. So I got that. Yeah, now I'm running out of room. And hopefully we can get this all together for this year's No Name Nationals. I will be attending this year, but if I can't get this one to go, Sir Ratsalot is most definitely going. Well, if I can get the trailer ready. Sir Ratsalot, our main rat rod. It comes to weight distribution, and well, the way that truck is laid out, every trailer we have, it's a little tight to get it up on there. So we're gonna have to do some trailer modification in order to get that there. But what we're doing is we're going to stick it on the back of the motorhome, and me and my dad are going to take one last road trip, and it's going to be to this coming year's No Name Nationals. I hope to see you all there, because Sir Ratsalot is going to take on the Honey Badger, Tony's Hot Rod Garage. Yeah, we're going to run up against him and anybody else who wants a little fun. So that's the plan for this year's No Name Nationals, is to get Sir Ratsalot there. Unless I can get the Milkman's Son. That's the name of the build that I'm doing, is the Milkman's Son. I don't know if any of you guys know of Ugly Kid Joe, the band that was out in their early, well, they're still going now, but they were pretty famous back in the early 90s. They have a song called "The Milkman's Son." I named the truck after it, after that song. So that's all coming up. And in it, I'll show you how to, because I've noticed on what analytics I've got, my welding videos and those big block Ford videos, always up in the top 5, and really in the top 3. So I'll show you how we build our frames. They're different. They're not as your standard rat rod Z frame. We use what's called a skidder frame, and that's exactly what I'll be building for this. Just another simple skidder frame. By skidder, it means everything on it is built above frame, and the frame is flat to the ground. So if anything bad happens, you can just come down and skid across on the frame, and there's no hang-ups. There's nothing hanging down, so it doesn't dig asphalt or nothing like that. It's the safest frame. It keeps things from getting broken as well as being safer. So that style of frame I'll show you how to build once we get diving into it. I've already got the 2x4 120 wall, 2 20-foot sticks of that. Still got to get another 20-footer of 5/8 88 wall, 5/8 inch square tubing in 88 or schedule 80. It's a lot thinner. I use that to make the console out of, and a lot of other stuff. I still got to get another stick of that, and I think I got enough 3/8 plating, flat bar to do all my fish plates and stuff. We'll get into that. Anyway, that's the plans I got going for this year. And again, I really apologize to everybody out there for my long delay in any content or anything. All I've been able to find time for is just popping into lives here and there and with comments and stuff like that. But work has finally settled down, so we can jump back in and doing some good old fun stuff. Anyway, scratch and dent is awesome, patina, and it's cheaper. I hear you, man. And a lot of that scratch and dent, they're minor blemishes, if you can even find any blemishes on some of them. Let's see, we'll go ahead and throw the invite here. There's the link, and anybody wants to pop on in, go ahead, pop on in. We'll talk about anything and everything out there. Like I said, the job I took, it's in the maintenance department of a potato processing plant, is what it is. The place that I work, they don't make an actual product, but we make everything for everybody else. Frito-Lay is one of the contracts there, but we make all of the potato flake and stuff like that for them, and then we ship it to them, and then they make whatever they're going to make out of it. Send a lot of product out to pet food. If you got some fish and you're sprinkling fish food across the water, yeah, a lot of that is potato flake. We do a lot of that. Our byproduct, the starch, sugar starch, that goes to making vodka is one thing that they make out of it, and they make all kinds of stuff out of it. Also, the potato flake, the B grade stuff that isn't quite good enough for pet food, they use it for pigment binder for paint. So everybody that's painting their car, chances are they're a little slim, but chances are some of the paint that you're throwing on your car came from me. Well, the place I work at anyway. And then, of course, they do instant mashed potatoes. Oh, good Lord, you name it. They make a lot of product for other people to turn into other things there. How's the weather over there? Lots of snow? Actually, no, we haven't had a whole lot of snow. I've only had to fire the backhoe up and plow my driveway once so far this year. It's been a little chilly, but it's not too bad. We had a kind of a warming spell. It's 22 degrees right now. It's unusual for this time of year. But the snow's pretty much, it's still all over, but it's on its way out. Finally. That below zero weather prior to last week, yeah, it was downright brutal. You got about another 5 to 7 there, huh? Holy cow. You guys got better. What was strange is when we got our warming spell, I woke up and seen the news that Florida got buried in snow. That blew my mind. And here we almost hit 40 degrees in the frigid North Idaho. Oh, weather. You just gotta love that stuff. But right about this time of year, this is pretty much the tail of winter. And I saved everybody this year. On Groundhog's Day, I did not crawl under a Ford. I did that mistake once for y'all, and I'll be daggum if it didn't bring 6 more weeks of winter. So I avoided that this year on behalf of all of you guys. Yeah, that's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. Oh, Lord, 4 more storms on the way, huh? February is going to be snowy. Son of a gun. Hang in there, old McDonald. You're you're in the Carolinas, right? If I remember right. I'm trying to remember. It'll come to me. Oh, and if JB's out there, hey JB, get me your address. I've got presents for you. Or if anybody knows JB's number or can get a hold of him, send him my way. Tell him to get me his address. I've got a distributor for him, and another little care package thing. Good night, Ed. Thanks for coming in. Like I said, I've been thinking about you these past couple of months, and everything we've talked about in the past. Groundhog saw my shadow. He says the end of the world is coming. Michigan, Michigan, that's right. You're up there with the cold, wet snow. Chris, what's going on, man? I was in the live with Kim Fixes Things in Buff Del Campo when you were showing off your Plymouth, your your dually Plymouth. That was pretty cool. I love seeing that thing, man. Message sent to JB, sweet. If nothing else, if this one don't work for him, hell with it. I'll send him one. I know he's looking for a vacuum advance one, but that's a tough order. I even went through and started looking around to see if I could find any 2.8 vacuum advance distributors around for him. I even went to Jeep because Jeeps use the same motor. That vacuum advance is hard to find for a 2.8. No problem. Thanks, man. Yeah, I see he done took a job too, and then not a bad place to work where he's at, man. I often find myself over there quite a bit. A little town just north of me. It's about 7 miles north of me. There's an Ace Hardware there, and yeah, I shop there quite a little bit. Snow starting there, huh? Oh Lord, New York City, it can get deep. Well, I'll be dadgum. What's going on, Buck?
Oh, BareRose.
My goodness, it's good to see you, man.
You too. I haven't talked to you in I don't know how long, and I just saw you were live. I said, man, I got to stop in and say hi.
I finally got some time.
Yeah, I'm usually working, but I've been working a lot lately, but I have this weekend off. So
Oh,
I was
sweet.
thinking about you the other day I guess another week ago or something like that. Took the rear window out of that Cruda, and I remember you telling me like, don't break that because they're hard to find.
Uh-huh.
So, hello, everybody in the chat. Renegade and Chris and who else is in there? Old McDonald.
Yeah, I got a few. I was actually shocked. I wasn't sure if anybody was going to show up. I've been out of it for so dang long.
Yeah, I was just watching one of my videos because I was thinking about putting air conditioning in the buck, and I don't remember what pulleys I put on it. So and it's sleeting and snowing outside, and I thought, oh, I ain't going out there. I'll just look on a video to see what pulleys I put on it. That was pretty.
In, see, kept you from getting cold.
Yeah. Need to put more detail in those videos, though. Let me tell you. But then they get real long.
That's the hardest thing to do with videoing is trying to keep it down to a reasonable limited time. Oh.
I know. I actually did like an experiment a little while ago. I put an hour one out, right? That actually did pretty good. I was surprised. Hey, there's Terry Grover.
Long ones here and there.
Yeah. Well, usually mine were like 10, 15 minutes, 8 minutes, 20 minutes. I think that one I just watched was 21, And then the last couple I put out were like 38, 33, something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to put a little more detail in.
Yeah. Hey, Terry Grover, what is going on?
I'm doing good there. First responder. Couldn't think of his first name, Damien or Damien. Don't get it wrong.
I totally. It's been so long since I've done a video that my TubeBuddy subscription run out. I didn't even notice that until I doing the trying to do the thumbnail and everything for this one.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Well, I was on that free for a while, that TubeBuddy, but then I guess they dropped me or something. I don't know.
Oh, did they?
I never used it anyway. I make my own thumbnails on my video editor.
Thumbnails, pretty much all I used them for. That and their their tag suggestions. Made tags.
Yeah, they used to pick out some good tags for me, but I lost that now. So now what I do is I have a Word file on my desktop, and then I have a bunch of tags right in there. So I just copy and paste now.
Copy and paste it.
Yeah, yeah. And then as I think of them, I add to it. Damie Ann. That's his feminine side.
Turbo Tom, great to see you.
Turbo Tom, 39 days smoke free. Congratulations there, Turbo Tom. That's a big thing, 39 days. You got to hit 90 though.
I try not to smoke in the house, but so I got these electronic stuff. Yeah. They're nasty, so I don't smoke a whole lot in it.
Yeah, it's 26 years for me for smoking.
The drinking I gave up, but the smoking, I hang on to that one.
Yeah, I gave the drinking up 26 years ago too, so that's all. That was the best thing I did.
Me too. I got a little out of control there.
Yep. Yeah. At least I didn't get in too much trouble before I got out.
Now, instead of the blue ribbon, it's the blue oval.
The blue oval, yeah. I got the blue M. Mopar and the BBB, Big Block Buick.
You gonna drop the big block in? Have it all ready to go for no names this year?
What's that?
And the big block Buick, or
I had it there last year. Yeah. And best time I had was 9:03, I think it was. But my fuel pump was cutting out halfway down the track. Yeah, so I was losing fuel pressure, and that's what I figured it was down there. I thought, well, maybe it was this, that, or the other thing. But when I came home, I put a fuel pressure gauge on the line, and I put my GoPro under the hood, and I took it for a ride, and you can see the fuel pressure was bouncing. It was all going all the way down to 0 and 3 pounds, So I figured I was losing. First responder Damien was with me. He I don't know how many times me and him went down the track, only to get addicted to horsepower. Buick has torque for days. Yeah. I just put an overdrive transmission in it now too, BareRose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, overdrive transmission, and I got a 308 gear now instead of that 411.
Gonna try to drive it there, or are you gonna tow it again?
I want to drive it there, really. I was thinking about doing that this year. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I was supposed to change shifts at work, and I don't think that's going to happen now. So, and then another thing that's happening near me is that Dragon Drive or whatever, or Drag Week or something like that. Is going on in Pennsylvania this year, and I thought, man, I could probably go to that. Hey, I'm somebody's hero. We had a good time down there this past year. That's the most time that's the most I ever took that car down the track. It was pissing me off because it was losing fuel. So I was trying everything I could. Huh?
What was causing it?
I believe it's a fuel pump. It's a mechanical fuel pump. And it was I just bought a cheap one off of Rock Auto, I guess. I don't know. So I'm going to see what happens here in the springtime. I'll get out there and run it.
But it wasn't leaking anywhere?
What's that?
out of the pump? It wasn't leaking anywhere out of the pump?
No. As a matter of fact, sitting there idle, I have 7 pounds of pressure, no problem. And but like I said, when I put the GoPro under the hood with the gauge, it was bouncing down to 0. And then when I let off of it, it would go right back up to 7. You know,
you could run an electric pump with it.
And I took the fuel tank down. What's that?
You could run an electric pump with it, a rotary style
I didn't
pump,
think about.
because the mechanical pull through that, and if it dies, the mechanical will pull through it, and the electric will act like a lift pump.
I got you. But I took the tank down and then pulled the sending unit and stuff out, and I thought, well, maybe the socket's blocked, and that was all beautiful inside. It was like new. A big block was saying, "Feed me, Seymour, feed me." I had the carburetor running red too. Yeah, that's that carburetor you gave me. That one works the best. I bought other ones, figured because of I needed that little thing on the bottom for the kick down, and every other one I put on didn't work right.
He's right too. Big block with 308s and overdrive.
Yeah. Oh, I like driving it. Actually, it's when I put and it has lockup too. So when I get the lockup going, it goes down to like 1200 RPM at 60 mile an hour. It's like, or 55 mile an hour. It's like too low, So I have a switch on it so I can turn it on and off. So I think when I'm going to get it out onto the turnpike this year and take her for a ride.
And the Buicks, that Buick, Oldsmobile, Cadillac, Pontiac, that's where they shine, is in that low RPM torque that they got.
Yeah, well, I think I read that my peak torque is like 2,800 RPM.
Mm-hmm.
And then I built that transmission. That's the first time I built an overdrive transmission. So, and it works. And then I had Mike Ivan build me a torque converter, which I had one built for an 87 Monte Carlo, which is like a 1600 RPM lockup or stall speed. So it has a little soft on the bottom, but 21 to the gallon. I'm hoping so. I haven't measured it yet. I want to start using that non-ethanol fuel in there.
It sure helps.
Yeah, it would definitely help with the carburetor because of the ethanol, I'm sure, because I know for all my lawn equipment, that's what I use, and I don't have any troubles with it.
What's going on, Tim? Great to see you.
Hello, Tim. I saw Wendy coming in here too. Hello, Wendy.
There she is. I had to pause the chat. It was going by too fast. I was losing track there. Great to see you, Wendy.
$16 watching.
My money is on 21 to the gallon, huh?
Yeah, that'd be nice because my truck I get 15. Even pulling the trailer in the car. So if I can get more than that, and then just have to take one vehicle, that'd be nice. Huh?
See, 21 is where we got the Surratt when we first put it together. But she rolled the freeway at, oh Lord, 75. We were tacking about 2,300.
Yeah,
it's got real tall gears in it.
Yeah, I'm liking these 308s. I was thinking about a 342, but I'm sort of liking these 308s. They're working pretty good. Because I had that 411 in there, man, it was screaming. And then what did I? Yeah, the 411s, and then I went to the 308s. But I didn't like screaming that 455 that much. 50. I think it was like 55 mile an hour is like 3,200 RPM. In the Durango. 29% gear improved at 65 mile an hour gives a 9% improvement in miles per gallon. Hey, that Dean, he's just full of information, you know.
Dean is freaking awesome.
Yeah, I did say information. Dance along with rentals. Hello, dancing. So what are you working on lately there, BareRose? I haven't been on the YouTubes much. I float around here and there.
Tell you the truth, since the No Name Nationals, I've hardly touched a wrench for myself.
Cool.
I've just
Yeah, I took a break there for a while. I wasn't putting videos out or anything. I mean, I just was working really. And then, well, now is like a slow time for us, so it'll pick back up. I only plan to work another year and a half and then retire. So
you're gonna pop it out in about a year and a half.
Yeah, next July. That's my goal anyway.
Who's coming for your hot rods? Over their limp bodies.
Yeah.
Here in Idaho, it's lax. We don't have to deal with much of that. The only stickler in my state that they have done is they really cracked down on pulling a car out of the junkyard and then getting it. That used to be doable, but now not anymore. But other than that, our laws here are pretty loose.
That's one thing I've never done. I took a lot to the junkyard, but I never brought any back. Well, years ago, I used to just buy a car for $50, $75 and just run it till it dies and take it to the junkyard and get another one. You know?
I can't count how many Datsun B210s I've had. You pick them up for $50, $100 and you drive them until they die. And it costs more than that to fix them, so you just buy another one.
Right. Well, and here I would buy one.
Cars.
Here we have inspection, so you buy one with a good inspection sticker too. When inspection's up, then you just get rid of it and get another one. But it's pretty tough to do that today.
They still do inspections there?
Oh yeah. Now the buck I have antique tags on, so I don't need inspection on that one. But then my car and my Jeep, I have to get emissions tested too. So it's like $95 to get each of those inspected, which is kind of crazy. I've been an inspection mechanic since 1983, and now I got to pay full price. Yeah.
Back in the late 70s, well, Carter administration, they tried it for a little while here in Idaho doing inspections. It didn't last. they found out it cost the state more money to do that than it was worth, so they did away with it.
Oh, I'm back now. Okay. Lost it for a minute. Are you still there, Barrels?
Yeah, I stayed here.
Okay. So I wonder if that was me.
You were still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had the circles going on both of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if that was me or not.
This year,
I'm getting bad weather right now. It's snowing and sleeting, and it's going to turn to rain.
this spring, I'm upgrading. I'm done with Sparklight. This internet provider sucks.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have cable internet, and it's good internet, but
That's what mine is. When Cable One had it, it was great. I had no problems. But when Sparklight bought out Cable One, wow, it's been downhill since.
oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm thinking about switching to Verizon from AT&T. Oh, JB,
What's going on, JB?
and that way I can get that FiOS, which is it's fiber optic.
Yeah, I've been looking at Starlink, the old Elon system.
I thought about that too, but I think I can get a package deal with my phone and then FiOS, and then just do the internet, the Wi-Fi with it, and not the cable. You know what I mean? Because right now we don't even watch the cable anymore. Both of us are usually on our phones or computers watching streaming stuff. You know?
Exactly.
And then even
mostly YouTube.
Even the local news, they have apps on your phone. You can just get all your news that you want right on the phone, or even the computer. So I think because I'm paying like $241 a month just for cable and internet. And then if I go that way with the phone and actually with the phone and the internet would be probably around $200. But right now I'm paying like 118 for my phone plus another 241 for my cable. So and then I hardly ever watch the TV. It's crazy. And then the stuff that's on there I don't want to watch anyway. So I'm going to check into that this year sometime. I'm a hell of a procrastinator, so who knows how long that'll take.
Me too. I admit it.
Yes.
Bought it from a junk car removal guy, huh? Before they took it to the junkyard. I've actually gotten quite a few of them that way, because I'll pay more than scrap, and especially right now, scrap is, I think it's $0.015 a pound. It's real low right now, or it was about 2 weeks ago. I haven't checked it since, but word get out. Well, I've got word out to all the scrappers that, bring it by me first, and if it's something I can use, I'll give you over scrap for it.
Yeah.
They're happy about it.
I think Damien said I was fat. Hey, see you later, Renegade. Good to see you.
Six-inch lift on your truck, huh? Yeah, that's up there a little bit.
Better.
JB, I was telling them, give me your address. I got that distributor for you. And if that one won't work for you, I'll just have one sent to you. I'll get you one way or another. I'm looking at some of the prices of the ones, I might just do that because it's about the same to send you a new one as it is for me to ship you one.
Oh yeah, how about that, huh? Yeah, I
As long
used
as
to.
you don't need the vacuum advance. The vacuum advance, boy, that price shoots way out there, and it's a rebuild one. And I looked at the pictures of the vacuum advance on it. And it looks like it's straight out of He Hong He Wall, you know.
Movie players. I don't even watch movies anymore. Rarely, because I have um can't even think of it now. Roku. I have the Roku.
I have Amazon Fire Stick.
Yeah, I have one of those too out in the garage. That's how I can watch YouTube out in the garage.
Another thing that made me think about the Starlink, it's portable.
Right.
So I can take it up to the main shop and use it there. So I can live stream out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to the No Name Nationals, you can live stream all of that.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
All it is just a receiver and a cord. That's all it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
It's
I know he has portable ones too. Besides the dish, there's some kind of dish or something you can get.
it's pretty much the same exact thing. It's just
Yeah,
that the portable one comes with a power adapter, so you can run it on 12 volt,
I got you.
and you get a little stand instead of a stick.
Right.
But that was all real intriguing for me for doing this kind of stuff. It just makes it easier to live stream or upload. The first No Name Nationals, I relied on hotel rooms for uploading videos and that.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't do that. Holy cow.
It takes forever, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you should have saw how long it took me to upload that 1 hour video. Oh my God. Yeah, it took forever, like 3 hours or something.
That's why I bought a video editor, an actual program. It's not an app, because on here I have to upload it, through the app up to their cloud.
Yeah.
That would take like a half hour, an hour, and
Oh,
then I can edit it, and then it takes that long to come back because my net is so slow.
yeah.
The provider, the
My
Sparklet.
my editor just turns it into a video and then it gets stored on my laptop, right? And then from my laptop, I just upload it to YouTube, and it just took forever to get done.
Yeah. I have fiber internet with Roku hooked up, Dish
Still cheap.
Network.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go see what the pricing is, and because I know I checked and I'm able to get it here because they actually ran they they put that tube in through the ground. They have them machines. They don't have to dig the ground up. They just run a drill through. Well, right on the corner of my property is a telephone pole, and that's where the fiber optic comes out. But they haven't run it yet, so
I have it here, just like you're saying. It's a big green box that
yeah.
sits in the corner of my property, where they run the line all the way up my street here. They ran it for the windmills. They put in a whole bunch of nasty windmills on the just east of me here. And that was part of the deal. If they allowed them to do that, they'd run high-speed internet down through there, that fiber
Yeah.
optic. But I've looked into it. The price per month on it is still up there quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that fiber optics was somewhere around $100 a month for like 300. So was it 300 or 500 megabytes? I forget, but it was about the same as what my cable is, if not faster. I don't remember.
And when
But
it comes to a lot of that stuff, I have no idea what it means. What do you
well,
want?
another thing is my phone is through AT&T, so if I switch from AT&T to Verizon, I'm going to get some deals,
Mine too.
So I just may do that.
I still run AT&T.
Yeah, I've had AT&T for 20 some years.
Out in the shop, my internet works on my phone and everything. I can upload videos, all that stuff out in my shop. My dad comes over, he's got Verizon. The internet don't work on his
Oh,
phone. The steel building and everything cuts it
mhm.
out. Same when we're over in his shop. His internet won't work on his phone. He can't look anything up. He's got to step outside for his phone internet to work.
Yeah,
AT&T works great, but that's just in my area.
right. Exactly. So I,
But,
but I live in a near a pretty populated area. So um, everybody I talk to with Verizon says they don't have problems at all.
I tried T-Mobile, but oh boy, that was really bad. I had to step outside the house to answer the phone.
Oh my. Yeah, I
You
definitely
look
need
at the coverage
to.
map, and it shows good coverage right over the top of me. But I got it.
Yeah,
Nothing.
they must be lying. It must have knew what I was going to look for because I went to type in Verizon maps, right? And first thing that came up, I hit VER and it was Verizon coverage map. I heard you talking.
I swear it does. Strangest thing, we were in California at a Walmart. Just had to stop in and grab like packages of socks. We flew in. So, you just grab a package of socks from a Walmart when you're there instead of packing them all there. And we paid cash, and Google knew what we did in Walmart there.
Oh, really?
Didn't show any ID, didn't pay with a card. There was nothing tying us to it, and we paid cash for it. But they still knew. How did they know that?
Yeah. The only way they knew that is because they're watching your phone.
I have Verizon on my phone, but I hook up through Wi-Fi on my router for internet. Yeah, I use the Wi-Fi too. My phone plan has actually got a pretty small data plan because I'm
Mhm.
always close to my router. So if I got to upload things or anything like that, I just use the Wi-Fi from the house.
Yeah, my phone automatically connects to Wi-Fi when I get home. Verizon's really good where I live. I guess the only place that isn't good is up in the mountains, which is same thing with the other stuff.
Yeah. Ditch witches are awesome, and holeless mole drilling. Yeah, that's how they pulled it all the way up the street here.
Yeah, mole drilling. Yeah, is that what they call it? Mole drilling. Because a power cable that went out on their ground here somewhere, and they had to put new ones in. And then next thing you know, Verizon was coming down through. I didn't really want to go with a dish or anything because I'd have to put it on my roof. So if it snowed or whatever, I wouldn't have an easy way of cleaning it, you know?
Yeah. Back in the old days, we'd spray Pam on it,
Oh, okay.
and then the ice and the snow would just fall off of it.
Oh, wow.
Back when, boy, who was that? Direct TV, I think. Good Lord, that was big back in the 2000s, early 2000s. Late.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my brother had one of those dishes in his front yard. It was like 6 foot in diameter or something. It was huge.
Yeah, the old bird bath ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had then they came down a little bit, 2 foot or something like that. He had one of them huge ones though.
My grandparents, when they were ranching up in the Sawtooth, they had one of them because that was the only TV you could get. It was an old one. I mean, to change channels, you had to go out and crank the satellite around.
Oh,
Catch the next satellite.
oh yeah.
You change channels. Well, there's like 4 or 5 channels on each satellite, but
Okay, Damien's on 1,000 and runs 5 devices.
Grandma would be in at the window watching the TV and telling Grandpa a little more, a little more. Oh, whoa, whoa, right there.
Sounds like my dad with the antenna we had. Stop! Go back. The mountains is where cable TV started. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm a flatlander now. I used to live in the mountains. Now I live in the farmland.
Yeah, I'm down in the valley here too.
There's some hills around me, but no mountains. Not unless I go north or west.
Closest town she lived to up there was a little town of Chile, Idaho. It's just north of Mackey.
Is it cold there?
Very cold. They named that place Perfect. It's right by Mount Bora, our tallest peak. The Salmon River is the South Fork of the Salmon is real close to it. Rugged country up there. I am in hilly farmlands now. I thought about that today. I should have videoed I took a little leisure drive on the way to go get more cigarettes. I decided to take the long way around, come up over the mountains or close to the mountains, and then come around back into town. I should video that. Everybody looks at my videos and say, "Oh, you live in the flatlands." Well, I'm just kind of down in a little bit of a hole. You go about quarter mile up the road, and boom, there's the mountains. They're just bashful.
Yeah, before I moved here, I lived in the mountains. You know, as a matter of fact, the town I lived in was called Minersville. So there was a lot of coal mines around, a lot of, coal banks.
And you're kind of central, right?
I'm actually northeast of Philly northwest of Philly and east of Harrisburg. like directly east of Harrisburg.
How close to Don and Wendy are you?
I think it's like, is it 70 or 80 miles or something like that?
Oh, not too bad then.
No, I've stopped to see him a couple times. Yeah. And then I think Max Wedge, Dick Dastardly, he's 100 and some miles away. I've been to, well, that's where I got to CUDA, but I've been to see him a bunch of times too.
Did you get that CUDA from him?
Yeah. That was his dad's years ago. And then that 400 motor that I got in there now, it's just like a used motor, 100 and some thousand mile motor. That was out of his mom's car. So I got his dad's car with his mom's engine in it. Yeah. So I want to run that down the track that way and see how it does. So that's my goal this year, is to get that to the racetrack. That's what I want to do.
You're getting closer.
Oh yeah, I can drive it around. I have it. I mainly did that is because I'm by myself, so it's a whole lot easier to drive it in and out of the garage than to
push
it. Yeah. Plus I can turn it around. When I pushed it in and out, it was tough to turn it around because it has a spool in it. You know? So you can't turn it. I mean, I used to jack the back end up and put it on these the moving dollies I had and just spin the back end around and turn. You know,
I used those for years, just the Harbor Freight little moving dollies.
Yeah.
Jacked up. You got to be real careful when you set the car back down on them. Don't shock them. But if you be real careful, they'll push around like dollies.
Oh yeah. Well, I bought 4 of them that time when I took the box off my truck and put box rails underneath. So I went and I bought 4 of those. I took the box off, I laid it there, flipped it upside down right onto those dollies, and then I could roll it in and out of the garage, keep a lot of the grinding dust outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But my dad took pity on me, and he took one look at that and said, "You got to get dollies." So he bought me a set of the Harbor Freight still, but they're the actual steel wheel dollies now.
Wheel dollies, yeah.
Not the fancy jack ones, but they're good.
Oh, I'm just in my 2-car garage. It's attached to my house, so I really don't have a whole lot of room for all that stuff, you know. So that's why I spent more time getting that, just putting that engine in there, and that way I can move it in and out. Matter of fact, I'm waiting for the weather to warm up a little bit so I can back it out and do some grinding on that welding I just did. I put some patch panels in.
So now that you've worked on, and recently worked on both a Mopar and a Buick, which one do you prefer?
It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I was an auto mechanic all my life, and I worked in all the cars. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So once you know what does what, or like Ford's, like Ford 302 doing the timing chain, you're going to get a broken bolt in that water pump housing,
At least.
Well, Buicks are the same way too. They, I had that issue there, and then I really never did any Mopar engines until recently. But an engine's an engine. They just have, they're a little different. But I mainly did. What's that?
they've all got their little quirks, and
Exactly. I mean,
they're all better at something,
right.
but they're worse at something else, and they're all like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But as far as a favorite, I really don't have one. And, you know, if you look at it, I got a Ford truck, I got a Chrysler 300 car, I got a Jeep Grand Cherokee, I got the Buck, I got the Cruda, and
And a
I
bike.
also have a Honda Goldwing. So, and I got rid of my Harley like 3 years ago. So I guess I'm a what do they call them? Garbage heads. I have a little bit of everything.
You like the Goldwing a lot better, though, right? They
I like.
butter smooth.
Yeah, they are. But I bought the Goldwing because it had a trailer. And I was going to put the trailer on the Harley and get rid of the Goldwing. But once I drove the Goldwing with the trailer on it, I liked it. So plus I didn't have to put no hitch and wire or anything on the Harley. I just hooked up to the Goldwing and go. You know, so that was easy. And then I had two bikes, and I wasn't riding. As a matter of fact, I hope this year to sell that Goldwing. I don't think I'm going to be riding anymore. I didn't ride at all the last 2 years. Plus, I need to get
the bolts. They're like a 1/4 bolt going into through there, and they always gold up and corrode to the aluminum timing chain cover. Yeah, it's a guarantee, almost a guarantee you'll break at least one.
Oh yeah.
I see.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Well, even that other Mopar engine I had a broken bolt in the water pump housing that had drill. I when I took it to the machine shop, I told them to drill it out, and I guess they forgot. So then I had to get it out, which come out not too bad. So
you should put the Harley on the trailer and tow it with the Goldwing.
Yeah, the Goldwing would do it too. That's a 1500 Goldwing. I think that has more horsepower than the Harley, to tell you the truth. It's one of them fancy ones. Aspen Cades, has all the chrome and lights all over it. And the guy I bought it from bought it brand new, That's a good bike.
And they're a heavy bike, but
yeah, they're not much heavier than a Harley. I think they're about the same.
Are they?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you see, I didn't always have, but the last couple Harleys I had were Tourings, electric glides. Last one was a road glide. One before that was electric glide. And then the one before that was a wide glide. It was crazy. They were all anniversary ones too. Yeah. It just happened to go that way.
62 horse, but felt like 26.
Yeah.
But Harley's got the sound and the feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That 45-degree V-twin just vibrates you to death, but just feels good and sounds good, and it is what it is.
Yeah, those ones were twin cams, and then the other one was an Evo. The 93 I had was an Evo. And that one had the drag pipes on it. Man, was that one loud. It was real loud. I was younger then, I didn't care. But that's what somebody said to me about the Buck. They told me that's too quiet. I said, well, I don't care. I want it quiet. It has a little bit of tone to it, but not a lot. 165. Yo.
On a bike, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, even at 62 horse at the wheel is like a Volkswagen back there. Didn't Volkswagens only have like 62 horsepower or something, or 65 or something?
Yeah. 65, 70. Of course, the original flathead, the original flathead Ford, that's about all it had too.
Really?
Remember the 33 Ford had on their emblem, the V8 emblem, and the V was sideways, and there's a 65 in it. That's the horsepower.
Oh, wow.
They actually weren't the most powerful out there. Everybody says, "Oh, the V8, the hot power."
Yeah.
The Hudson was pushing 100.
Right. No, I think that 73 455 I put in there was only like 240 horse, 250 or something. I believe I should be somewhere around 300. Andrew Nelson says I'm probably more like 360. I said, well, I don't know about that, but I don't know. I just like driving that car. I really do.
What transmission did you go with?
I went with the 204R.
204R?
Yeah, because it bolts. It's the same size as the Turbo 350 that came out of there. The only thing that didn't work very well was the cross member. I had to modify it. I heated it up and dented it in because what I had that custom exhaust built, and the 350 was in there. So when they come back, the bend was in the way of the cross member because the 204R, the mount is back farther. So I had to do some modifications there, but I got it.
Be interesting to see it run down the strip now.
Yeah, I had it. I don't know how many times I went last year.
On it hard though, trailer it.
Well, I did trailer it last year because I just got that engine. No, I didn't have. I just put that rear in it, and then that transmission that was that Turbo 300. The Turbo 350 I had in there, it would shift into third gear in like 50 feet, and I could never stop it from doing that. If I shift it manually, it would shift manually, but when you put it in drive, it would shift within 30 feet or 50 feet. I think, man, it would just be right in third. Then it started to shudder. So I didn't trust it, so that's I towed it down there, and I figured, well, if something happens to it, then I can at least get it home. Plus, with the Turbo 350, it was still revving pretty, I guess, around 2,700 RPMs at 60, 65, somewhere around there, to 308. But I figured that the fuel mileage would be the same with the truck as it would with just a car. 10-foot shift kit.
What size back tires you running?
I got a 275 6015 now.
So just a little shy of 28 inch?
Yeah, I would say. Or right around 28. I don't know. They fit on there real nice. I was on Facebook Marketplace and the guy had them wheels and tires for $500. I said, well, that's me.
There you go.
and those rear tires were only like 3 years old. The front ones are more like 8 years old. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're like brand new. But he had them on a like a 74 Nova that was always garage kept, you know. So I'm not worried about them.
Could it be taller?
I I think they might be like 28.2 or something like that, maybe. I thought they were 28. I don't want Google Maps. Let's see. Let's see. 275, 60, 15 specs. Size. See if that does it.
Because that sure determines a lot on gear ratio right there.
275, 275, 60 is 27.99.
27.9999999.
99. The 245 75 is,
That's what I ran, was the 245/75 R15s.
Yeah. They look big. They're taller.
Yeah, they're a little over 28.
They're 29 and a half. 29.4.
29.4?
Yeah,
28.
that's what the tire size calculator here tells me.
Probably true too, because every time I turn the wheel in that Mercury, it
Yeah.
when you turn all the way, when you turn sharp, she rubs. It was the stock tires that I had on the Explorer when the Explorer went down, so I just swapped them over. They only had a couple 100 miles on them, so I use them.
Yeah, I lucked out with those tires. I forget who told me. I think it was mostly old parts told me that a 275 fits under there real nice, and they do. They fit real nice. Plus, it looks pretty good too.
I wonder how many RPM you drop per inch on your tire. Probably way too many other factors in that, but
Where's Dean at?
that's a Kiwi question right there.
Yeah. Either him or Damian.
I got a set of 31 slicks. I'm going to try to use them on the build that I'm doing, setting up for. I'd rather go 28s, but I've already got the slicks, so
Yeah. My Cruda had 30s on it, and I'm looking at 28s. I think I'll go 28s. I don't know. We'll see. See what kind of deal I can get. Because I need tires, I need shocks, I need belts, transmission blanket.
I got to get one of them too, a training blanket.
And
it's the pie I'm missing there.
Well, I need to put some fiberglass in the door windows. I think I'll put fiberglass in the passenger side, and I'll put Lexan in the driver's side. I don't know. Just put Lexan in both sides, probably. Tranny blanket, yeah. Transmission blanket.
It was our word first, dadgummit.
Trump said no. You had to go there, didn't you?
I still have not posted anything on Facebook from that. And that was back during the first No Name Nationals that they throw me in jail for that word.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I titled the video "Tranny Swap." Boom! That sent me right to the Facebook jail.
Yeah, because somebody cries.
And that's what I was doing. I was swapping a C6 into a 58.
Right. I know what you were talking about.
Oh, well, I haven't missed it one bit.
I don't post on there. I mainly go in there to look at the marketplace.
The guys that can post videos and content on all of those different platforms, hats off to you guys, because it's actually quite a bit of work posting on just one.
Yeah, let alone all of them.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because I did put a couple videos out there on Facebook, and I put a few on Instagram too. But
I looked into Instagram there briefly, but that was back when they were just real super short videos.
Now YouTube has a 3-minute short video.
I seen that. Have you posted any of them?
Yeah, I went 2 minutes and something, I think.
Have you noticed a difference in the?
No. It, it's still the same. I mean, I took a break from it. I didn't put, I used to put a short out every day, and then I stopped, and then I just didn't put it out for a while, and then I started back up, and it's about the same. Sometimes I get a couple hundred, sometimes I get a couple thousand, and then every now and then some of my older videos are starting to kick back in now.
That always blew me away when somebody posts something from something I did, 3-4 years ago. I was like, oh God, I don't know. I gotta go back and watch the video now.
Yeah, I had one from a couple of years ago. I don't even think I had 500 subscribers yet, right? And I was at a car show and put an Oldsmobile on there, right? The guy commented on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody just commented on another old one I had too. And then some of that one that went to 1.2 million stayed there, right? And then I have another one that's still climbing, right? It's like 1.5 million now.
Jiminy Christmas!
Yeah, that one's crazy. Look I just had a comment on that today. I think somewhere. Yeah, right here.
I haven't looked at mine, the hard counts, in quite a while. All I know is that one, how to find power in a big block Ford, how to find cheap power, something like that. Talking about the 460.
Yeah.
That one is just nonstop. People are commenting on that one.
Yeah, that one right now has 1.5 million. That one with the turbo can. You wouldn't believe all the comments I had on that one. I have like 1,375 comments on that video. 41,000 likes.
Still though, the most subscribers I ever got was off of that Easy Off one.
This one here I have the most on, the one with the Rust-Oleum turbo can. But that one I did the rear, remember that one that took me crazy? I had to call you. that one I had like 1,800. This one I think I have 32 or 3,300.
I still remember that phone call. That was just so cool.
What do I do?
Grab it, ride it, do it.
Yeah. Hang on.
That was so cool. I was at the La Hacienda hotel in San Diego when you called. And I was
Oh yeah, okay.
just got done with supper. I was sitting out smoking a cigarette. Hey, the phone rang. Yeah, that was so cool. So happy for you, man.
Yeah, that one took me. Remember, I just got. Do you remember me and Heavens Mopars were battling for 500, right? He'd get like 436. I'd have 428. I'd get 438. He'd get 440, right? And then in the last stretch, I got him. Not by many though. We were battling back and forth. And then the next thing you know, like a week later, that's when that video hit. Because I think I opened it up and I went from like 500 to like 700 in like a day or two. I'm like, what happened? What's going on?
Did I log into the right account? What's going on?
Yeah, really. I think that was when the first time I hit into the 10,000 views or more,
And that's the way it'll happen. It'll come right out of nowhere. You won't expect it. You wake up one morning and boom, all of a sudden what the heck? What's going on?
Well, that just happened last Christmas, not this past one, the one before. That one with the turbo can, it shot up in like it was like a couple 100,000 views in a couple days. It was crazy. And I went up. I was going up like 100 a day or more in subscribers, and I still get some.
I did find though that those are the ones that generally fall off. Takes a long time, but
I know, but what was crazy about the turbo can one is I posted it in May, right? It didn't shoot up until December. 7 months later is when it took off. Yeah. I think when I had it in May, I had like 8,000 views, or maybe 10.
That easy off one, same thing. That was posted out for like about 4 months, 3-4 months before it hit and
now the easy off one I did with the rear, that one took off right away. I think within a week, I think it took off.
My C6 one, that one is always hanging in there. That's a crazy one. And I missed it by a minute and a half. If I would have just drug it out a minute and a half, I would have got everything off of it. But it's just a little bit too short for all the ads. Who cares?
That's right. I didn't even expect to get 500, let alone I'm at 8,500 now.
The first year of the No Name Nationals, I was expecting to be doing I wasn't even expecting to get 100. I was coming anyway.
Yeah.
I figured I'd be a spectator and I'd have the car out in the parking lot.
Yeah, I was thinking I might get 350. I said even at 350, I'm still going, but I got the 500, and then I think by the time No Name Nationals hit, I had 1,700, which is
this community. Holy cow! The support and everything that comes from it. Even if it's your project, the support you get from this community, or your help with your channel, or promoting your channel for you. I mean, wow. You guys are great.
Yeah, I didn't even do many reviews last year. I started out doing them, and then I jumped in on the guy. I started another project, so I wanted to build up some cash. So I start working a lot, and then I got you get hooked on that extra cash. So
That's what I've been doing too. Is picking up
yeah.
every double I can. Every they throw hours at me, I'm there. No matter what.
Well, another thing is I had this brainiac idea that maybe I should just stop posting videos to try to slow down this subscriber count, right? And I don't think it matters. You know what I mean? Because I didn't post anything, and it was still going up. You know, I think I'm still doing like 200 a month, which is crazy. But then YouTube, it's funny. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know where because they just put them out there.
Uh-huh.
I guess they just pick some up and put them out there. I don't know.
The magic algorithm. Somebody hit that right word at the right time, and
Yeah, yeah.
it was there for them. Or somebody watched a video that was close to yours, and then yours was the next one up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because way back then I was titling them with like make, model, and year of the car. You know. Now I just put stupid stuff in there. Today I put a video out. I just called it "Oh Yeah."
I hope old Buzz is doing good. I haven't heard from him in quite a while.
No, well, it was not quite a year ago, but he hopped on the one live I was doing.
Uh-huh.
He said hi, and I seen him somewhere else on somebody else's live.
He popped in here. It was just before the no names, obviously, because the last time I did any videos, he was doing his shifter knobs, how he casts them out of resin and everything. Really cool work.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool guy. I liked old Buzz.
Yeah, he was. He was so helpful too. Yeah, just for a couple of the things he told me helped me a lot.
And it's simple, easy advice.
And then,
Hey, we got some more company here. What's going on, Damien?
There's
Hey,
Damien.
everyone. How you doing?
Damien.
Hey, Mark. What's happening? The BareRose.
What you been up to, man?
Oh, a little bit of this and that. You
He's
know,
always live streaming. You got all your hours now, don't you?
no, far from it. I got like a total of 1,000 hours.
Really, at all those? Wow,
Yeah,
that's not fair.
yeah.
How many full lengths have you put out? Just full length videos.
What do you mean full length videos? Like,
Anything over 3 minutes.
And
oh, 3 minutes?
this way.
Quite a bit, actually. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
You know, another thing that helped me with the hours was the premieres.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of premieres lately.
But
So-
I learned the hard way. Make sure it's over 3 minutes. Definitely make sure it's over 3 minutes. Do a premiere.
Yeah, I make sure the premieres are
In
like,
boop, video's over and it's done.
Well, what I
make
used
sure the premieres are about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do like a 10 or 15-minute premiere, right? And then right after the premiere was over, I would go right into my live, and then everybody that was in the premiere went right into the live.
Oh, okay.
I used to get like 100 hours on the weekend or on a Saturday doing that. 100, 106,
Oh, wow.
110. Yeah.
Another thing that helped me is I was following you, and then when you would wrap up, then we'd shift over and do the now what's that called?
I forget what it's called.
When everybody redirects over.
Yes.
If you can
Yeah,
find
the
some
redirect.
coordinate that way, that really helps too. You just kind of keep it all rolling.
Yeah, I did a couple of lives that um at one point there's like 70 people in there, and um the garage I'm in had a metal roof, and I was losing the internet, and they
Mhm.
just slowly dwindled out, and I never got them back
Huh.
because of the connection was bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
That's why I'm looking into that Starlink stuff. I'm about convinced myself. It's
Yeah.
kind of spendy because you got to buy all the equipment outright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy it, then there is no more payments or rent or anything on it. That's the hard part to swallow, though.
Yeah. And I think I looked into
Yeah.
that. I think that's only like $100 a month or something, right? For the Starlink, but you have
Less
to buy the equipment. Is it less?
You don't have fiber optics?
Me, not yet.
access to it, but it's spendy.
Yeah. Hmm. They just put fiber optics in here last year, and we had a choice of 1,000, 3,000, and 5,000. And I was like, let's just go with 1,000, you know? And it was $60 for the first month, and then 80 every month after that. And it's like, I mean, it's click, boom, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
It's that fast. So, Buck, when you get fiber optics in your area, I don't know what Mbps they're saying, but I mean it's pretty damn fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have pretty, I think I'm at 300 megabytes with my cable, which is quick. And the cable is really good.
Yeah,
But
I had 300 in Ohio, and that was pretty quick at the time.
mhm.
Yeah,
Mine, when it was cable one, it was fine. I didn't have any problems with uploads or anything. Uploads, downloads. I could be uploading a video, and the wife could be in watching Gilmore Girl reruns, and no problem. Nothing slowed down. But when Sparklight took over, supposedly I have the same exact plan, the
hmm,
same, amount, speed, everything. It's a crawl now. It is an absolute crawl.
hmm. Hey,
I am
sometimes when you guys,
low
I'm sorry,
resolution,
uh-huh,
otherwise it freeze out.
you got to mess with the resolution there.
Yeah, my webcam right now, that's why it's a little fuzzy.
Hmm. Hmm.
Otherwise, I'll take up all the bandwidth and it'll freeze up.
Oh wow.
And it
How
only
long?
started when they took over, when they bought out Cable One.
Oh, so they bought out Cable One, and that's when they went slower, or something changed or whatever.
Yeah,
Hmm.
supposedly it's the same. All the paperwork says the speed's the same and everything, but it's not.
I mean, there's an upload and download, right?
Mhm.
And they're the same.
Number wise, but when I
Oh.
try to use it, it's slow. Yeah,
What about like one of those speed checks? Like if you got like an app for like a speed check?
yeah. I've run them, and yeah, it's
It's
slow. It's
terrible, huh?
way slower.
Yeah, that's that's terrible.
When I first went live with John Wilburn, way
Hmm.
back, I did one of those speed checks just to make sure I was okay. I wasn't gonna, ball him out
Yeah.
when I was live with on his channel. But yeah, and it was fine. And when I started having the troubles, that's when I ran another speed check on it, and yeah, it's nothing like it was. Not even half.
Wow. How long does it take you to upload a video?
Oof.
You know, lately I've been uploading videos and it's been taking like 3 or 4 hours for a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
And the speeds are fine. It's something to do with the YouTube.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll go to like add a video and internet will be fine. And it'll just the blue line will slowly drift, and it'll go from 1 hour to 20 minutes to 2 hours to 15 minutes, and it'll keep swinging back and forth like that. And I'm like, what's going on?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it'll take a good 3, 4 hours.
Have you
me too.
checked your storage? Your YouTube storage? How much you've used on it?
YouTube storage?
Yeah, you're only allowed so much in YouTube.
I
It's
don't know
not,
anything about it.
and if you're starting to take up, you got a lot of long videos.
Yeah.
It's taking up a lot of space in there, and that could be what doing it.
So how do you get more space?
You got to delete.
I don't think I got that
But
many.
most of the only times I've heard of, really that becoming an issue is with big channels. They got like thousands of videos.
Right? I'm not like that. I got what m- m- what 20, 27, 2,800? It's
That-
I don't
Do you have any long lives? Have you done any like marathon lives?
I got a few, well, 10-ish, uh 10-hour screencasts.
No, might look into that. I can't imagine you're over data on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand.
That's just one thing that popped into my brain there.
Yeah. I mean, how much are you allowed? How
I
much?
can't remember. I'd have to look into it again. It's a lot. Of course, nowadays, the higher the definition, the less a lot is, because it goes off data.
That's something I didn't think about either, is the storage and of course the resolution. Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't think about any of that even.
Just 1080, or are you going 4K,
720.
720? Oh, fuck, you should be about. It should be lightning fast to upload then.
Right. Right. I'll do a screencaster for an upload. See how many views that gets.
Yeah, I'm with JB here. Yeah, well, it's been a long time since I've done a video, but that last one I did, it was only about 10, 15 minutes. Yeah,
Hmm.
the video, and yeah, about 5, 10 minutes is all it took to upload. But that was a little while ago.
Yeah, I think it all depends on the time you upload it to on YouTube. Because sometimes mine used to go right through, and other times it'd take a while. If there's a whole bunch of people downloading at the same time, I would imagine it would slow it down.
Hmm.
My router was brand new because I had one that was ancient. And when I called them up and said I have a problem with it, they said, "Oh my God, that thing still works. We'll send a guy out with a new one."
I'm regretting downloading this next video. It's about 20 minutes long. It's probably going to take all day to download. It's
Oh,
how to do convert your uh what do they call that? the computer controlled alternator over to a one wire and the alternator.
Yeah.
And
That'd be a good video.
it's about 20 minutes long.
Huh.
Yeah. I started doing this darn thing. I wanted an alternator for a Durango being a one wire. I want $400 for it. I think you got to be kidding me. $400 for a one wire alternator that looks the same, runs the same, and all it is a different regulator. Something's got to give. I ended up buying a $10 regulator off of the internet, soldering a terminal, bada bing. I got an $89 Amazon 160 amp alternator that bolts directly on top of the stock mount.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
And they wanted 400.
Yeah. And I got an idiot light. I have a booster if I wanted to go from 14.2 volts to 14.8. All I got to do is run a positive wire to it. And the fourth terminal, I forget what the fourth terminal is. I got to look it up again. But yeah, here. Actually just got in the mail today.
Is it the Excite wire? The fourth?
Hold on. One's the power, one's the idiot light, one's the booster. I gotta look it up again.
Hey, Blake, good to see you, man.
Blakester. Hello, Blakester.
Blake. Yeah, this is the stock alternator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's on the Mopar Magnum mount.
Uh-huh.
And I basically took the computer controlled. This is what makes it computer controlled. It's a type of capacitor. Okay, I forget the technical word for it, but it's a type of capacitor. Took that out. Actually it was like $14.99. Got this off of Amazon. And that's going to be the new, that's going to take the place of, that's going to go
Your control.
in like that. And there you go, one wire alternator.
Wow.
It was that simple.
That's pretty cool, man.
And all you got to do is you just got to solder this one, this one terminal, and that gets soldered to this stud.
After you get that video done, down in your description, you can bury it. You can go all the way to the bottom, whatever you got to do. Put at BareRose Garage.
Uh-huh.
Then it'll notify me, and then I'll link that. I'll community page it for you.
All
I'll
right.
try to push it out for you.
All right. It's still in the process. Technically, it's supposed to work, but I'm still going to test it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
The other thing is because of the cam I'm getting is pretty darn lopey. I also got a Crown Vic alternator pulley. It has a sprag in it, one-way bearing, so it only free spin one way.
One way. Mm-hmm.
So that'll prevent the tensioner from bouncing all over the place, and it'll run smoother. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know how it's all going to work out, but I'll find out. I don't know. The idea is there, right? Hippie Miller.
Hippie Miller, haven't seen you in a little while.
He always drops by in the lives. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely do that. I'll look for it too, but might miss it. But if you tag me in the description, like I said, bury it clear at the bottom where nobody sees it or anything like that. If you need to, just tag me in it, and I'll community post it for you and see if we can get some action on it for you.
Yeah. I think I'll just take it to. Does AutoZone still test alternators off of vehicles?
I don't know. I had it
Durango's not running right now.
3 times. And they told me it was good, and it started with bad. You put a load on it, and it was bad.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I don't trust them.
Yeah, I don't know how else you would test it. I guess if you had a motor and you could hook a belt to it and you could just run it at say 1700 RPM.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just hook your battery stuff up to it and check.
Yeah.
But then that has the serpentine belt on it. But
Yeah, just
hell, you could
attaching a
rubber
V belt on it, I suppose.
right. You can run a rubber band on it. It's not.
Oh,
There's
wait.
no load on it. So
What am I thinking about? I got a Dakota with the same motor.
yeah.
The same thing.
It'll take 10 minutes to swap it out. Sometimes you can't see the forest from the trees, I swear.
Yeah. You might want to call a mechanic to help you out there.
I got 2 good ones right here. Got 2 good ones.
Put belt on a drill.
That's good.
I actually tried shifting a transmission on electric drill.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, didn't work.
didn't work.
It wouldn't spin the torque converter fast enough.
Yeah.
Even pre-priming, boy, you got to spin them quite a while because you can't get enough spin on that oil pump drive.
Yeah.
You can get them to pump up a little, and definitely enough to save it on first startup. But yeah, you got to turn it for a while.
I had a $50 Craftsman drill on it, and it stripped the plastic teeth. I was like, well, that's garbage. Oh, wow.
Cousin Mike uses a chainsaw to turn one. That he did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, if you look at who was it? It was Slant Daily, Professor P. He has a GM alternator. That's what he charges his battery in his race car with, and it's hooked up to like a just a little lawnmower engine or like a go-kart engine. Yeah, yeah, and it's running the alternator and it's charging his battery.
Chipotle size, right?
There you go. A hybrid. Perfect hybrid.
Yeah. He just has a V belt running to a GM alternator, one wire, and is right. Yeah.
Little Tecumseh 2.5 horse.
Yeah. So yeah, or one of them Predators or whatever you can get for $100. You know.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, they ain't down at 100 anymore, but they used to be.
Heck, just look at Facebook Marketplace. Bang, they're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, you could use a bottom shaft, and they're even cheaper. Heck, buy a whole lawnmower for $20
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom shafts are cheaper.
this time of year.
Hell, I got 4 lawnmowers for free to one time. Lady, she left them outside, and all the cables froze up, and she couldn't get it started or run or anything. I just said, little bit of
What'd you do? Wait for summer for it to thaw out?
no, just some PB blaster and cleaned everything up and had 4 lawnmowers. I'm like, what am I going to do with all these? I was going to junk them for her, you know? So I was giving lawnmowers away. I kept 1 out of the 4.
Shoot, make a battery charger out of one of them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you get some of them pulleys from the old Corvairs, you can take that bottom and turn it into a vertical. And take the horizontal or vertical into a horizontal. Remember the pulleys on the Corvair engine? You just come up over the top, run the fan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They go this way.
Yeah.
Over the crank, back up and around.
Yeah. Just need
Wow.
2 pulleys.
Pancake Volkswagen did that too, didn't it?
Oh, maybe. You mean in the squarebacks?
Squarebacks, yeah.
Yeah, or in the squarebacks.
Squareback. Type 4, Type 5.
I used to like them. They were cool.
There's a squareback for sale here. Well, 2 towns over. The guy wants 10 grand for it though, and it's an automatic. No way.
You don't like automatics?
Not in a Volkswagen. Air-cooled Volkswagen automatic? No way. Automatic and a V8, yeah, okay. I'll settle there, but anything under that, no way. Got to be a manual.
Yeah.
Especially in a Volkswagen air-cooled. I mean, they got no torque anyway. You slap an automatic on it, oh, they're just nothing.
Never drove an automatic Volkswagen.
Most of them were broke. Waiting on parts.
Oh man. How's anyone what about Turbo Tom? How's the dealership doing with getting parts and the newer vehicles? How's that going nowadays?
I don't know. He was in here.
Yeah.
I did see
I know
a
for a
video.
while they were having problems with parts or something like that.
Yeah, I just saw the one channel I watched from up there in New York. He was bitching about some parts that he got that were no good. I see that a lot. You get them right out of the box, they ain't no good. I think it was an alternator from Amazon or something like that.
Darn it.
No, I didn't watch the video yet, but
Semi-automatic 72.
Yeah.
That's the one that it was an automatic. It was a standard. You didn't use the clutch.
right. And is that the one where if you held your hand on the shifter, it wouldn't shift or something like that?
Something like that. Kind of like the early Chryslers, back in early 50s.
No, the fluid drive.
Fluid drive, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh well.
I know those fluid drives had 2 of them. They put they thought the transmission was going out, slipping, and I popped open the dipstick. You got to pull the cover, tranny cover, in the tunnel cover inside of the car. Pop that off, and the dipstick's in there. Pulled the dipstick out and looked at it, and it was ATF in it. drain that all out, and you fill it with 30 weight motor oil, and right back off again.
I know some Honda automatics, they use a 1030.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fluid's fluid, right?
It's all oil.
Sort of. Oil's oil. Oil's oil. Sort of.
Sort of. Excuse me.
It's just like, what's the difference in power steering fluid and automatic transmission fluid? There's a big difference, but it still works.
And I should have put ATF in my lift and my 2-post lift. I chickened out and went with hydraulic, but I should have went ATF.
Oh yeah, how's it drift down in the wintertime?
It don't. And it lifts up. It works so hard.
Jeez.
Yeah, I should have went with ATF.
It's never too late.
Now I got to drain it and flush it though, and
put in one of your engines. Recycle. Oh. No.
But it was cheaper to run the hydraulic in it, so that's why
I cheaped out.
I just need to break down and put heat out there. That'll fix it. Working 20 below out there, yeah, it's hard on everything.
I use tractor transmission oil in all my automatics.
High-Tran?
High-Tran. It's been a while since I looked at High-Tran. High-Tran, and what's the other one that Case uses? Case and John Deere. One's High-Tran and one's. I got to look at the
HD.
Hold on here.
HD 180.
It's no, it's not Nexplore. Hold on here.
That's what I run in my
High Guard.
High Guard.
High Guard. Yeah. That's it. So High Guard
180
is I know one of them, either High-Tran or High Guard, is for high moisture situations. I forget which one. It's been a while since I looked into that stuff.
I run that in my transmission on my backhoe for the hydroglide,
and
then regular, just straight hydraulic fluid for all the hydraulics. It's a separate.
Yeah.
High-Trans is just hydraulic fluid and 90 weight mix.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Tractors use, because it lubes all the rear end or transaxle, transmission, all at the same time.
Yeah.
But doesn't some of that stuff have, I guess it would have stuff for clutches. Right?
Well,
iGuard does.
Well, I've used the J transmission oil in new and old John Deere with no issues.
No issues.
They always say that you can't run the old J in the new stuff because it'll wipe out the clutches. And some people say, well, some of the hydraulic oil has too much acid in it to keep the solenoids clean, and you can't run it in your transmission. So what I do is I get a 5-gallon jug of Lucas universal transmission, and I run it in everything. I run it in Veronica's Lexus. I put it into Durango. I put it into Dakota. I put it in everything. I've put it in a Suburban, uh, another Chevy pickup, but it had a 4L60 or 4L80. No, it was a 60. It was a 4L60. Transmission runs perfect.
Do you
And
notice a
for
difference in the shifts?
nope.
Just exactly the same.
Yep. Yep. And it's what, $90 for 5 gallons?
Yeah. And sometimes you can catch it at like Walmart and that for even a little less.
Walmart, huh?
Yeah, they sell it at all Walmarts here. The one in
I try to
Blackwood.
stay away from Walmart, but sometimes you can't.
Yeah, yeah. I think the
It's
last
their
time
house
I got,
brand, Super Tech.
I think the last time I got a good deal on diesel oil was Tractor Supply.
Yeah. Yeah,
But they're
Tractor
up and
Supply
down.
does have a good deal on 1540.
Yeah, I got a 5 gallon for I think $75 or something like that.
That's another thing I run in everything, 1540.
We don't have a Tractor Supply here, but we have the equivalent. It's called a Cal Ranch. And from what I've looked at, they're almost identical.
Yeah.
Like a Ollie's versus Mark's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know they have Ollie's down here, and then even further south they have a Piggly Wiggly, but and up north it's Mark's. So it's all the same.
I never heard of Mark's, but Piggly Wiggly and Ollie's, we have Ollie's. And Odd Lots too. We have another one called Odd Lots.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have none of that here.
I guess they just buy lots of stuff and sell it. Like Ollie's does the same thing. You know, they just get lots of different things.
Lots of everything.
Yeah, lots of everything. Good stuff, cheap.
We used to have a place here called Waremart, not Walmart, Waremart, and it was like it was warehouse sales. You know, so you go in here, you buy a pallet,
yeah,
or a 5-gallon bucket of mayonnaise. You know.
I used to work at the Mark's warehouse, and what we would do is we would have all the pallets for the different stores around us, and in each pallet they would want a certain amount of items. So we'd go get the what do they call that? They call it different down here. The loading truck or the motor truck. That's what they call it. The motor truck down here, right?
Forklift,
yeah, the forklift, right? And we go get one pallet, and it'd have a number on it, and it'd have a certain amount of those items on that one pallet. Take that pallet and you divide them up through the other pallets, and you just one pallet after another, and you build up that pallet and you wrap it with saran wrap and you ship it out. And he just bought, I mean, it's a warehouse full of just stuff. Paid good too. Shoot, I couldn't complain. All right, good night.
I'm getting tired too. I'm gonna roll out.
Down here. So we've been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Wow. Time's fun when you're having flies.
I've been here most of the time too.
But I'll keep this going. Like I said, every Saturday now. That should be all the days off.
I might have to cut down this video before loading it. I don't know how it's going to load up or if it's even going to load up.
When you do, though, like I said, tag me or just let me know. You know, I'll throw it out there for you.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything on the storage. I was looking. I couldn't find it.
No.
I just go to YouTube help on Google and then hit YouTube
Right.
storage, and it tells you how to go in and find it, but I couldn't find it. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I
I'm
remember.
gonna jump out of here, fellas. It was great talking to you, BareRose, and you too, Damien.
Great
Yeah, I
seeing
gotta jump out of here too. It's good talking to you guys.
I'll see you guys later. Have a great night, and see everybody else in the chat. Have a good night. Bye.
See you, Buck.
you, Buck.
All right, BareRose, I'm gonna sign off.
No problem, man.
Thank you
Great.
for having us
Man.
and or having me, and thank you all in the chat.
You're
And-
more welcome anytime.
All right, BareRose, take care.
And with that, like I said, I sure appreciate y'all coming out tonight. And again, I'm sorry for the long pause, but things are in motion and things are coming in. Justin Hill, you caught you just as we was closing it up, but thanks a million for coming in, man. How's the weather up north there? And JB, I'll get with you. Somehow or another, I'll get your address and I'll get this stuff out for you. One of the things I got for you, send your way. I was going to do it as a surprise, but there you go. I'm going to send that over to you. You deserve it. I hope it's a good one. I'll throw it in the box with that distributor and get it over to you. All right. And in the meantime, thanks everybody for coming out, and get out there and get some metal hot. The Lord knows BareRose hadn't done it for a while. We'll catch you all next week. Thanks for coming out.